Chosen one, there are dreams you once carried that felt too heavy to hold and too distant to reach. You didn't just bury them, you grieved them, dismissed them, assumed time had disqualified them. But I have not. I have preserved those very dreams because they are not just your desires. They are blueprints I authored before you were born. You thought the silence meant abandonment, but it was protection. I was shielding what is sacred from the premature reach of those who couldn't understand it. Forgotten by you does not mean forgotten by me. Those dreams are not dead. They are hidden, waiting for my appointed moment to resurrect. You've mourned the years lost and questioned whether it's too late. But I tell you now, it is not too late. I am the redeemer of time. What you saw as delays were actually my detours of preparation. You were not ready then, but you are becoming ready now. Your spirit had to mature. Your character had to deepen. And your faith had to be tested. Not to disqualify you, but to develop the strength required to carry the fulfillment of what you once dreamed. Now, as the pressure builds and you feel the weight again, know this. It is not a return to struggle, but a sign that the dream is stirring back to life. I'm not awakening every dream, only the ones I authored. There is a difference between fantasy and prophecy. The dreams I gave you were not about ego or escape. They were about destiny. Even if you chased the wrong things for a season, I have preserved the right things. And now I am removing the distractions, the substitutes, and the counterfeits. I'm separating you from everything that once made you settle for less. Because what I'm about to restore cannot coexist with compromise. I am calling you back to the dream you forgot, but this time with clarity, with power, and with protection. There are two reasons your forgotten dreams still carry power. First, because I gave them. Second, because they were never meant for you alone. You weren't just dreaming for your own joy, you were dreaming for those you're assigned to impact. Your dream is someone else's deliverance. Your vision is someone else's breakthrough. Your obedience unlocks more than personal success. It opens doors for others to walk through. That's why the dream never died. It was never just about you. I preserved it for the ones who will eat from the fruit of your faith. You thought the forgetting was failure, but it was divine concealment. I hid it so the enemy couldn't sabotage it. I allowed you to walk away so I could walk you back, not in defeat, but in full power. The dream that once brought you pain will now produce purpose. You will not weep over what you lost. You will rejoice in what I'm restoring. The time of disappointment is over. What you considered too late is actually right on time. I don't need perfect circumstances to fulfill what I've promised. I only need your agreement. And now that your heart is open again, I will do what only I can do. When I breathe on the dream again, it will move fast. Things you waited years for will happen in weeks. Doors you knocked on in the past will now swing open on their own. Relationships, resources, and revelations will align without striving. But hear me clearly. This time, it won't require your hustle. It will require your obedience. Your part is not to force it, but to follow me into it. You don't have to chase the dream anymore. You have to chase me. And as you do, the dream will chase you down and overtake you. You're not dreaming the same way anymore because you're not the same person. The old version of you couldn't carry what's coming. That's why I allowed the pain, the silence, and the stretching. It refined you. It clarified your motives. It burned away everything that was built on fear, insecurity, and the need for approval. Now what remains is clean, surrendered, and usable. You are no longer dreaming from wounds. You are dreaming from wisdom. And because of that, I will now trust you with fulfillment. The world will be shocked by your return, but heaven has been expecting it. You are not starting over. You are stepping into alignment. What felt like detour has actually led you directly into the center of my will. Chosen one, forgotten dreams still hold power because I never stopped speaking through them. And now I'm speaking again. This is your moment to rise, not with hype, but with holy clarity. You're not chasing revival. You are revival. And the dream you left behind will now become the destiny you walk in. Chosen one, the first reason your forgotten dream still holds power is this. I planted it in soil I never abandoned. Even when you walked away, even when you doubted it, even when life convinced you it was unrealistic, I never left the ground where that seed was sown. Every tear you cried was water. Every prayer you whispered in frustration was a layer of fertilizer. Every moment of silence was not a void, but my hand deepening the roots. You thought nothing was happening because nothing was visible, but I do. My greatest work underground, where eyes can't see and logic can't interfere. You must understand. There are some dreams I allow to lie dormant not because they failed, but because you weren't ready to survive the fulfillment. A fulfilled dream without spiritual maturity becomes a snare. That's why I allowed you to forget it, not to lose it, but to outgrow the version of yourself that would have misused it. I was never withholding from you out of cruelty. I was protecting you out of mercy. When the dream becomes a threat to your soul, I delay it until your soul can steward it well. This is how I love you, by giving you not just the dream, but the strength to sustain it. Now you've returned to this place, but not empty-handed. You carry something now you didn't have before, humility. You no longer need the dream to prove yourself. You no longer idolize the outcome. You no longer believe that success defines your worth. That's the posture I've been waiting for, because now I can release it without it becoming your identity. Now I can resurrect it without it corrupting your character. The dream is powerful, but your obedience is more valuable. And you've finally reached the place where you will obey, whether it looks glorious or hidden, loud or quiet, celebrated or ignored. Here's the second reason the dream still holds power. It is tied to an assignment that is still unfinished. I don't discard assignments just because you got tired. I don't cancel callings just because you got wounded. I don't change my mind just because you changed yours. What I start, I finish. And what I've declared over your life cannot be altered by circumstance. There are people waiting for the sound that only your voice carries. There are systems I will disrupt through your obedience. There are regions I will reach through your surrender. The dream lives because the assignment still breathes. Let's lock this in. Smash that like button if this is resonating. Subscribe so you don't miss what I'm doing next. And drop 55 in the comments. It's the number of covenant, new beginnings, and divine alignment. Chosen one. I don't speak just to inspire you. I speak to awaken you. I'm stirring something ancient inside you. Something sacred that got buried beneath disappointment, delay, and disillusionment. You thought you were done with the dream, but the dream is not done with you. I've kept it sealed, not stolen. Protected, not forgotten. Now I am unlocking what has been waiting. I am opening what has been sealed. I am sending angelic assistance to walk you into a room that was always yours, but now you're ready to inhabit it. This return is not just for your sake, it's for everyone attached to your yes. When you rise, others find permission to rise too. When you build, others realize they can build too. Your life is a map, a model, a revelation of what is possible when someone refuses to let failure define the end. That's why the enemy fought you so hard in the in-between. It wasn't about your comfort, it was about your calling. He knew that if you ever stopped disqualifying yourself, you'd remember what I always knew. You were made for this. You are not entering this next season to make up for lost time. You're entering it to redeem it. Every year that felt wasted will now become fuel. Every no will become a testimony. Every detour will now show up as divine design. Nothing will be lost, not one experience, not one scar, not one mistake. I will use it all. I always intended to. Your past was never a disqualification. It was the raw material I would use to create something no one saw coming. And now it's time to see what I've been preparing behind the scenes. So take a deep breath and release the fear. You don't need to strategize what I've already finalized. You don't have to figure out how it will happen. Just say yes. Your dream lives because I never left it. It still holds power because I still hold you. Chosen one, this is not a reintroduction to your past. It is a resurrection into purpose. And you are right on time. Chosen one, you've questioned whether the dream still fits you, whether it's too late, too far off, or too disconnected from where your life has ended up. But hear me clearly. The dream was never about fitting your current conditions. It was always designed to reshape them. You don't measure the dream against your reality. You measure your reality against what I've spoken. If the dream looks impossible, it's not because it's broken. It's because it requires me to fulfill. That's how you know it's divine. It doesn't reflect your limitations. It reveals my intentions. You've been living in survival mode so long that dreaming again feels unsafe. It feels foolish to hope again. And I understand why. You've been disappointed. You've watched others soar while you sank. You've endured silent seasons that felt like punishment. But I never stopped watching, and I never stopped writing your story. The silence wasn't abandonment, it was alignment. I was realigning your heart with my will. I was letting you come to the end of yourself. So when I reawakened the dream, you'd know it was me, not your effort, that brought it back to life. Let's settle this right now. Your dream was not a mistake. Your desire to build, to create, to lead, to speak, to heal, it didn't come from nowhere. It came from me. I placed it inside you like a divine ember, hidden in the ashes of your suffering. Even when life tried to smother it, even when your own doubts tried to extinguish it, I kept it alive. And now that the smoke is clearing, you're beginning to feel the warmth again. That's not nostalgia. That's me. I'm reigniting what I started in you. I don't need you to understand every step. I need you to trust the stirring, trust the promptings, trust the way your spirit won't settle anymore. That restlessness is holy. It's not confusion, it's calling. It's not anxiety, it's awakening. You're being pulled back into alignment with what I've always intended. And the very things that once overwhelmed you will now obey you. Because this time you're not chasing the dream alone. You're walking with me into its fullness, and I will not let you fail. This is why the resistance increased. The closer you get to re-engaging with your purpose, the louder the enemy becomes. But understand this, the pressure you feel is not proof that you're off track. It's proof that you're dangerous again. Hell remembers your dream, even when you forgot it. And that's why the attacks intensified when you considered giving it another try. The resistance is real, but it is powerless. I have already declared the outcome. The dream lives. The path is opening. The resistance will break. You don't need everyone's approval to return to your dream. You don't need consensus, applause, or even understanding. I didn't give them the dream. I gave it to you. And because it came from me, only I can confirm its timing. Stop waiting for others to validate what I already anointed. You are not crazy. You are not delusional. You are waking up to destiny. And those who don't understand now will witness later. I will make it undeniable. You are walking into a season of confirmation after confusion. For everything that didn't make sense in the past, I will now bring clarity. For every closed door, I will reveal why it had to remain shut. For every delay, I will show you the alignment it protected. You will look back and say, "Ah, now I see it." Because I never left you. I was leading you through what felt like loss into what will become legacy. This is the power of divine dreams. They don't just survive, they outlive seasons, storms, and silence. So walk forward. Don't crawl, don't pause, don't second guess what I've already revived. The dream is not a memory, it's a mission. And you are not too late. You are precisely on time because now you're walking in surrender, not striving. You are walking in clarity, not confusion. And the dream you thought was gone is about to show you why I never let you forget it completely. Chosen one, you need to understand the weight of what's coming. The dream you're carrying is not just personal, it's prophetic. It's not merely about success, it's about submission to a higher purpose. I didn't give you that vision to tease you, I gave it to prepare you. Because what I'm about to release through you will shift lives, break chains, and confirm my power in places where darkness thought it had won. That's why you've been under such pressure. That's why you felt misunderstood. What you carry is not average, and neither are you. Your life has never been random. Every turn, every detour, every moment of confusion was part of a divine strategy. I've been orchestrating this from the beginning. Even your failures had purpose. Even your missteps became part of the preparation. You don't need to disown your past to walk into your future. I will redeem all of it. That's how powerful I am. Nothing is wasted in my hands. What you thought disqualified you is exactly what I will use to validate you. Your pain has become a portal for my glory. You were not meant to just dream. You were meant to build. And now I am releasing blueprints, strategies, connections, uncommon insight. I will begin to highlight people, places, and patterns that align with what I'm calling you to do. Don't second guess what I show you. Don't delay when I tell you to move. Your obedience in this season is the bridge to manifestation. I'm not asking you to be perfect, I'm asking you to be present. Present enough to hear, present enough to respond, present enough to trust even when you can't explain. I'm giving you grace for what once drained you. The thing that used to exhaust you will now excite you. Where there was once confusion, there will now be flow. Your days of forcing doors open are over. I'm opening them for you, not because of striving, but because of surrender. This dream is not returning in the way you lost it. It's returning elevated, refined, purified, empowered. It won't be tainted by pride or fear this time. You've been stripped down so that I can build you back the right way, from the inside out. This is the hour of divine instruction. You will begin to hear me more clearly than you ever have. Your dreams at night, your impressions during the day, random conversations, unexpected encounters, all of it will carry my voice. You won't have to strain to hear me. I'm making myself unmistakable, because what I'm releasing through you is too important to miss. The vision is not just reviving, it's evolving. I'm not taking you back, I'm launching you forward, into rooms you thought you'd never enter, into impact you never imagined. There are things you once tried to build in your own strength that are about to come together with supernatural ease. What once took you years will now take weeks, because this time, I'm building it with you. And anything I build, no man can tear down. So stop rehearsing your past regrets. Stop playing out worst-case scenarios. I don't speak to shame you, I speak to send you. You're not just being restored, you're being released, with authority, with clarity, with covering. You've waited long enough. The wilderness was never your final destination, it was your training ground. You are not coming out of this season empty-handed. You're coming out with power, with wisdom, with conviction. What was once just an idea is about to become an assignment. And as you walk in that assignment, I will surround you with favor like a shield. You won't have to chase opportunity, it will chase you. You won't have to manipulate your way in. Grace will carry you through. Chosen one, get ready for motion, acceleration, divine flow. This is not hype, it's happening. You're not watching others walk in it while you sit on the sidelines anymore. I'm pulling you off the bench. I'm putting the dream back in your hands. And this time you're not alone. You have my word, my power, and my presence. The dream lives, and so do you. Chosen one. I'm not just giving your dream back. I'm giving it roots this time. What you tried to grow on shallow soil before, I've been deepening beneath the surface. You will not have to fear collapse. You will not have to live bracing for disappointment. This time, it will last. Because this time, I'm not just giving you the promise, I'm giving you the structure to sustain it. I'm training your hands for longevity, not just for moments. This is about legacy, not hype. This is about impact that outlives you, not applause that fades. You're not being asked to go back to who you were when you first dreamed it. That version of you is gone, and that's good, because who you are now can build what that version could only imagine. You've been refined, weathered, deepened, and now your dream is no longer based on ego, it's based on assignment. That's what gives it strength. That's what gives it staying power. You're no longer chasing purpose to find yourself. You're walking in purpose because you know yourself in me. That's the shift I've been waiting for. You've always sensed there was something more. Even when you tried to settle, it wouldn't let you. You've had moments of trying to bury it, ignore it, rationalize it away. But that fire wouldn't die. That ache wouldn't go away. That's because it was me. I never removed it. I've just been waiting for your spirit to catch up to the weight of what I was trying to release. And now that it has, the flame is about to become a torch, not just to light your path, but to light the way for others. You are a carrier of deliverance. That's why the dream still holds power. It's not just creative, it's redemptive. I've wired your voice to break chains. I've designed your presence to shift rooms. When you obey, environments will shift. When you step out, strongholds will break. When you build, lives will change. Stop minimizing what I've called you to do just because others can't see it yet. They don't have to see it for it to be real. It's not less holy because it looks different. And it's not less powerful because it hasn't happened yet. Your dream requires warfare, but it also carries authority. This is not about hype or energy. This is about being a spiritual weapon in my hands. You've been trained by fire. Now you'll move in fire. The warfare you survived wasn't random, it was reconnaissance. The enemy tried to crush you, but all he did was reveal the terrain. You now know what to avoid. You now know what can't come with you. You now walk with discernment that cost you everything, but it also qualified you for the next level. I'm giving you new partnerships, new alignments, new doors. Stop mourning the ones I closed. They weren't strong enough to carry the dream's weight. You thought their rejection was personal, but it was providential. They couldn't walk with you into this next season, not because they were bad people, but because they weren't assigned to your destiny. This is not a season of dragging people with you. This is a season of divine selection. Those I've chosen for this next stretch will recognize your dream without needing it explained. Your dream will no longer be a source of torment. It will be a fountain of fulfillment. I'm removing the fear of trying again. I am silencing the voice that says, "What if it fails?" The real question is, what if I fulfill it? What if everything you thought was lost turns out to be preparation? What if the dream you buried becomes the key to unlocking generations? What if this time it doesn't fall apart, but finally falls into place? That is not fantasy. That is my intention. And you're about to watch it unfold, so pick it up again. Not in anxiety, not in pressure. Pick it up in faith. The blueprint is still valid. The promise is still alive. The assignment is still active. I'm not done, and neither are you. The dream lives, because the God who gave it is breathing on it again, and this time you won't just imagine it, you'll walk in it. Chosen one, now is not the time to play small. You've hidden behind humility long enough, but it wasn't humility. It was fear disguised as wisdom. It was insecurity masquerading as logic. But I'm calling you out of that cave. You don't honor me by shrinking. You honor me by showing up fully as the one I anointed. I didn't place that dream inside you to be whispered. I placed it there to be declared, boldly, courageously, with a fire that wakes others up. You were not created to blend in. You were formed to shift atmospheres. You've convinced yourself that playing it safe is noble, that small steps are more spiritual. But when I move in power. I didn't raise you up to tiptoe through life. I raised you to move mountains. And if I say the mountain will move, it's not arrogance to believe it. It's obedience. The enemy has no problem with you believing in my power as long as you don't believe I'll use it through you. But today, that lie breaks. You are my vessel. You are my mouthpiece. You are my builder, my solution, my answer in the earth. You've seen others step into their assignments and wondered why you were still waiting. But I was not delaying to punish. I was aligning to protect. The time they stepped out was not your time. What I've assigned for you is time to perfection. Nothing is behind, nothing is lost. Everything is on schedule. And now I'm opening the door. What once felt locked will now feel light. What once required begging will now respond to your presence. Because now you're in alignment. You're not striving, you're surrendered. The dream is not just returning, it's becoming bigger than you imagined. You dreamed small because you had to, because your faith was bruised, because your hope was tired. But I never reduced my plan. I've been waiting for the moment your heart could handle what I originally showed you. And that moment is now. I'm about to enlarge your vision, stretch your capacity, and blow past every mental ceiling you ever accepted. This isn't about hype. It's about heaven's timeline, and we've just hit go. You will no longer feel stuck in the in-between. You've been carrying a transition that made no sense, but I'm about to show you why it had to be this way. If I had released you too soon, you would have built from wounds, but now you'll build from wisdom. You're not the same person who first received the dream. You've been broken, shaped, and healed. Now you build with compassion, not competition, with clarity, not confusion, with power, not performance. And because of that, I can trust you with fulfillment. The people you're called to will recognize your sound. You won't need to convince them. Your voice will speak directly to what they've been waiting for. The vision will gather the right ones. The provision will find you in unexpected ways. The momentum will shock you, and you will know this was never your doing. It was mine. You didn't hustle your way in, you obeyed. And I reward obedience with outpouring. You'll look back and realize every tear, every weight, every no, every breaking was building this moment. I am raising you in a way that cannot be ignored. This isn't about fame, it's about function. This isn't about followers, it's about fruit. And your life will bear fruit that no one can deny. You will be a sign, a wonder, a demonstration of what happens when someone refuses to die with the dream still buried. I'm not done showing the world what I can do through yielded vessels. And you are one of my chosen ones, so get ready. You're stepping into days where what once mocked you will now marvel at you. Not because you proved them wrong, but because I proved my word right. The dream still holds power, and you're about to walk in it with fire in your bones and glory in your steps. Chosen one, I'm not just releasing you into a dream, I'm releasing you into a demonstration. This is not theoretical. This is not symbolic. This is tangible, visible, undeniable fulfillment. The kind that makes people say, only God could have done that. The kind that silences the skeptics and confounds the familiar. You are about to live in what you once only prayed for. You're about to touch what once felt out of reach, and it won't happen because of hustle. It will happen because of divine appointment. The rooms you're about to enter will not require you to diminish yourself. You won't need to shrink to make others comfortable. I'm sending you to own the space, not in arrogance, but in assignment. When you speak, you will carry my weight. When you move, you will carry my wind. And when you show up, atmospheres will shift because you are aligned with something the world didn't give and can't explain. Your presence will carry a frequency that announces, the chosen one has arrived. Don't be surprised when doors swing open without you forcing them. Don't be shocked when people come to you saying they felt led to help. This is not coincidence, it's covenant. When you walk in alignment, favor follows you like a shadow. The opportunities coming your way are not random. They were written before you were born. I've orchestrated divine collisions, encounters, alignments. You won't have to scheme, you'll just have to say yes. And as you do, I will handle what you can't control. Your influence will not come from self-promotion. It will come from fruit. What I produce through you will speak louder than anything you post, pitch, or promote. People will follow the glory they see, not the graphics you design. Your life will become living proof, and the fruit will be heavy, undeniable, and lasting. Not just influence for a moment, but impact for a generation. This is what the dream was always about. Transformation that lasts. Let's lock this in. Tap like if this is hitting your spirit. Subscribe so you never miss these prophetic drops. And comment 55 below. Covenant, new beginnings, divine alignment. You are being called to build, not just dream. Dreams without action stay in the clouds. But now I am giving you blueprint, resource, and stamina to do the work. You will not burn out because I will fuel you. You will not quit halfway because I will carry you. You will not be left behind because I'm walking ahead of you. I've removed the leeches, I've cut the ties, I've closed the wrong doors. What remains is pure, what's ahead is prepared, and what you're stepping into now is holy. I know you felt the weight of starting again, the intimidation, the doubt, the fear of failing in public. But hear me, you're not starting over, you're starting right. What looked like delay was really foundation. What looked like silence was really strategy. What looked like nothing's working was me reworking everything. And now that it's been stripped of pride, cleansed of fear, and soaked in surrender, it's ready. You're ready, and I will honor your faith. Don't apologize for how fast this happens. Don't minimize the blessing just to stay relatable. You've been faithful in obscurity, now comes public fruit. But the spotlight won't change you, because obscurity refined you. The stage won't shake you, because the secret place rooted you. And the weight of glory you carry now will only draw you deeper into me. This is not about image, it's about intimacy, and as long as you stay close, I will keep lifting you. Chosen one, you are stepping into something unstoppable. Not because you are perfect, but because you are positioned. The dream still holds power. And now, that power is about to manifest in ways that will leave no doubt. God did this, and He did it through you. Chosen one, this is the moment to settle it in your spirit. The dream still lives because I still intend to fulfill it. You've wrestled with doubts, with delays, with a deep fear that maybe you missed your chance. But I am the God who redeems time. I don't just restore what was lost, I multiply what was surrendered. You haven't missed anything, you've been preserved. And now, what you thought passed you by is about to overtake you. This isn't compensation, It's completion, because what I started in you, I will finish through you. You are not stepping into recycled leftovers. You are stepping into fresh glory, new doors, new oil, new dimensions of clarity. This is not about reliving the past. It's about fulfilling the future. The dream you buried was never dead. It was hidden in me, waiting for the right season to sprout. And now the season has shifted. I am watering it. I am breathing on it. I am surrounding you with everything necessary to walk it out. You will no longer live beneath what I've declared over you. The ceiling is gone. The gate is open. The dream is calling. There will be people who don't understand this next season. Let them watch. You don't owe anyone an explanation when I've already given you authorization. This isn't for validation. This is for demonstration. Your obedience will do the talking. Your results will silence the noise. You are not rising to impress. You are rising to impact. What I do through you will break curses, shift bloodlines, and provoke others to believe again. Because this dream isn't about status, it's about assignment. And you are the one I chose to carry it. So rise, with joy, not pressure. With peace, not panic. You are not behind. You are perfectly timed. The dream lives, the vision breathes, and the power is already within you. You don't need to figure out every step. Just obey the next one. I've gone before you. I've cleared the path. I've assigned angels. I've aligned provision. You don't need to chase, just carry, because when I author a dream, I also ensure its arrival. And now, chosen one, your time has come.